All right. Today's translation brought to you by KingMike's Translations. And just like before, my gosh, that is a lot of translations. Although I've recently learned that KingMike Translations is typically actually a team of translators. It's not just one person. So kudos to all three people individually. All right. Hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats, now in English. Today we're taking a look at The Light of Indra, an RPG. They said it in the description many times. It is a Dragon Warrior style RPG. Well, aren't they all? For the Nintendo. Ooh, lowercase. I will not make my name all uppercase like some sort of barbarian that does not understand subtlety. Oh my. On one hand, this is quite the epic scrolling screen, but on the other hand, so slow. So very slow. Long ago, our ancestors came to this world in a heavenly ship. With them came the god Bryn, and he brought peace and prosperity to the world. But one day, the source of Bryn's power, the light of Indra, was taken by dark creatures. What did I tell you? It's a little bit slow, right? The god Bryn went into a deep sleep. Oh my gosh, I keep waiting for the sentence to finish, but it's taken its dear sweet time. Since then, the planet of All has slowly transformed into a terrible world where dark magic reigns. Push the start button. Well, let's push the start button. And my oh my, they were not kidding when they said Dragon Warrior. If I didn't know better, I'd say this was Dragon Warrior 2. Although, I will say they really improved on the Dragon Warrior aesthetic. Take a look at those sprites. They are outlined in white. That's actually pretty cool. And it does kind of help to, make their sprite more distinguishable against the background. So that's pretty cool, actually. Oh, yeah. Oh, can you talk with Bebot? Oh, okay, you talk by running into people. But, yeah, a little bit too like Dragon Quest for its own good. I mean, Dragon Quest, you had to actually open the menu and then choose Talk if you wanted to talk to somebody. That is most unfortunate. I'm very glad that no other game has looked at that from Dragon Warrior and is like, hey, you know what? I like that. I want some more of that. Oh, interesting. They don't just automatically give me my equipment. And in typical JRPG, well, okay, early Nintendo JRPG fashion, they don't, have the items pre-equipped. So if you are a dip and you actually walk outside without, you basically walk outside naked, then I'm assuming the monsters will kill you in one hit. Not that I would know anything about that. Oh yeah, just like typical sketchy JRPG fashion, it's like, oh yeah, it's not even like distinct menus for like helmet or armor or whatever. No, it's choose this all in a row. I mean, it works out. It's just kind of inelegant. Have you equipped your armor yet? No, because I've played JRPGs before. Oh, that's pretty cool. It gives you like this whole welcome screen when you open your first door. Is this supposed to be my mom or something? She doesn't talk to you. Apparently, she is just window dressing, which has some potentially unfortunate implications. What does move do? Does that move other people? Cat looked around, but there is nothing to move. Well, I mean, it's an environmental puzzle, right? Move. Oh, there's nothing to move. Alright, let's... Okay. Let's see... so again, you can't talk to her. Try as one might. What about the guard? Oh, okay. Well, at least they're equal opportunity mutes. But again, that's kind of funny. Take a look at the guard as he walks. It looks like he's clanging cymbals. So it looks like he's one of those silly wind-up monkeys. And he's like clang, 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 clang as he walks around. The wizard is talking. His cat listening. Oh, okay. He's just doing it. You know how wizards just, break into incomprehensible chants every now and then. He's just doing some of that. Oh, okay. So I can talk to you, but I can't talk to the other guards. Okay. I also like how the color palette all changes colors when you talk to somebody. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So in Dragon Quest, you were like some sort of esteemed hero, and you were meant to save the princess. In this game, again, you are meant to save the princess, but you are not an esteemed hero. Alright, so we got gold, so I assume that means it's time for healing herbs. This is a weapon shop. Would you like to... no. Okay. So the copper sword is $400, or 400 gold, something to aspire to. What is this place? If you lose your way, you should look for a signpost. You mean just talk to all the NPCs in town? Listen to people, it might help you. Yeah, I know. This ain't my first rodeo, pal. Although, I guess... Well, I mean, again, it's not my first rodeo. I know how to corral these NPCs. Is this another indistinct... Sweet. I'm assuming this is a cleric, so that's where I revive. Oh, cool. Whoa, comrades. Okay. Do I know it now? How about power? Hypothetically speaking, if I wanted to see if I knew a spell or not, how would I go about doing that? Oh, I see. If you want to talk to people, you have to talk to their face. Which again is like polite manners for real life, but in games it's like, I thought we had abstracted that. Come on, lady, turn around. You know you want to. Don't make me come over there. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh my gosh. It's just kind of annoying, that sort of like random walk that these NPCs do, but it's like it's doubly annoying when you have to talk to their face. Oh my gosh, I just realized. They changed things up from Dragon Quest, but they didn't change things for the better. Okay, wow, this town has a strangely large number of people. Oh, weird, you can't just say no with the B button. But again, early times. Oh, never mind, this guy looks like a merchant, thus making him worthy of being talked to. That's very suspicious. So if I talk to this like random townsperson, does my gold also show up? Well, if only I knew. Oh no, that always happens. So that's kind of an interesting mechanic. Whenever you talk to somebody, your gold shows up on screen. So it's like, oh, okay. Am I gonna have to bribe somebody at some point? Wow, I keep going to new screens and I keep expecting there to be enemies, but no, it's just more townspeople. Like, this is basically Morrowind-sized town. There we go. None of these look like healing herbs. Okay, those, of course, it wouldn't be an early age RPG without completely arcane sounding items. Who ransacked the church? That's what I would like to know. Also, that's a church, you say. Here you go. Well, that's kind of interesting. He's like, hey, make a donation. And I'm like, no? And he's like, well, I'll bless you anyway, because that's what churches are good for. There we go, the apothecary. Yes, I would like more than one medical herb. Again, this is not my first rodeo. I know how to play these kinds of games. Oh, cat can't carry anymore. Hopefully I get hurt before the enemies drop anything cool. The Snailoid suddenly attacks. On one hand, that's what I was expecting. On the other hand, I was not expecting this. Oh, I see. Those enemies are represented by the jumping little blobs. And so... Oh, well, at least the enemies are more or less... Cat now has 3 HP. Well, that stands to reason. Interesting. What rocks to the west? Oh ho ho! How's that for critical thinking skills? Oh my. So yeah, you use your critical thinking skills and you will be handsomely rewarded with gold. Not with any other sort of currency. Oh my. Okay. So this seems like it's a fairly generous early RPG area, and so like things don't hurt you too bad. You don't do a ton of damage, but you do enough damage to kill things eventually. And well, I guess it's pretty much just grind town from here on out. Oh, no! Look, all the damage I did to him, and then he just runs away. Pause. So you press pause button, and it exclaims. It does not state, it exclaims. Pause. Oh, interesting. So things still move on screen. So what does it pause, actually? No, that's right. What? What? How did I make it do that? Okay, well, I'm glad I have that on film, because if I didn't, I don't think I would believe it myself. You know, it's pretty dramatic, shaking the whole screen and everything, and it's like, these stakes are so low, so painfully low. Oh, okay, good. You do receive gold. Because otherwise, if you didn't, I'd be like, the logistics of this... Oh, Patarns. They take so long to die. Black, it was bitter. Well, actually, I'm kind of... just realizing this now, but I think all of the medical herbs you see in like that seem to be somewhat ubiquitous in RPGs, I think that arises from Eastern like traditional medicine, where it's like you eat some herbs and then you feel better. Something to think about. Oh wow, these things are not... Like, I know typically RPGs randomize the amount of damage you do, and they randomize whether you hit or not, but they typically do not randomize the amount of XP you get. So I gotta give this game props. It really kind of mixes up the experience you get, the gold you get, and everything. Oh, a signpost. I'm lost. Lead me, signpost. Ooh, no trespassing. Well, speaking of saving, how does one save the game? Well, so, I just got a dress. Can I oh, can't equip the dress. But that leads me to believe that there will be a female character party member who joins, who wears dresses. So Cat now has 30 XP. When does Cat now have level 2? Oh, well, some questions are better left unanswered. So it turns out you can check your stats. You can check how much to the next XP level. 80. 80 is how much. That's a long, long time. Ooh, okay, so we just took 9 damage. Our total hit points right now is like 20, 30. So we are not going that way. Oh, never mind. So, we don't need a level up. We've got 400 gold, time to return back to town and get that copper sword. Killing enemies along the way, of course. Well, okay, so at least that answers that. You save at a church. Ooh, under the boulder there's a secret. Wow, so there are a lot of townspeople in this town, so I'm assuming there are a lot of secrets and stuff to find. So unfortunately it looks like we can't sell things, so... I mean, medical herbs are just 10, right? Alright, so we've successfully equipped the better stuff. We'll see how much better it is. Unfortunately, it looks like you can't sell anything, which actually seems to be a step backwards from Dragon Quest. I'm sure there's maybe a merchant who buys things, but actually I'm not sure. So maybe you just have to discard your items on the ground, like some sort of rube? I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's like, why would pollution be the intended strategy here? But, well, whatever. Alright, welcome to Copper Sword. Let's see how well it does. Oh my, oh my. Have things changed? Now it's not grinding, it's gloating. Wow. Those things took for frigging ever to kill before. Now they're just inconsequential. Oh my gosh, 941 gold. Okay, so pro tip to anybody who's like playing this game on your own, go there, get like the bajillion gold, go to either side, get the bajillion gold, and then buy yourself a copper sword right away. What? I bought this new fancy copper sword and I only do 2 damage to these petarms. Well, let's see if I can actually kill it now. I mean, this took a while to get to that copper sword. I don't want to take any risks here. Yeah, and then the petarm ran away, just like before. Oh, okay. Only 2 damage? Yeah, no. I know how that's gonna turn out, because remember, I didn't buy any better armor. It's still going to do 9 damage to me. $60 XP, so much worth it. But I mean, there's something strangely addicting to RPGs like this, because it's like your character starts out painfully weak, but I mean, you make the right moves, and then you slowly build them up until eventually you can really take down the enemies. And because the enemies were such a pain in the first place, then it really means something. So that, I think, is one of the more addicting aspects of RPGs. Okay, initially I laughed when it showed you how much XP you had at the end, But it's like, okay, now I get it. I 100% completely get it. It's like, you want to see when you're going to level up next. Because I want to see when I level up next. Yeah, I get it. Oh no. I want none of this, please. Oh my gosh, this mysterious girl, could she be the recipient of the dress? One Patarn later, and we'll find out. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, that's it. That's it then. You're not gonna join me and double my firepower. That's what I get for getting excited about something. You're just dashing my hopes, Indra. Just dashing my hopes. I guess you can't move every boulder in the game. Ay, ay, ay. I've got so much money, but nothing to spend it on. So the Patarm didn't notice me, but he's still blocking my way. Thanks. So let's summarize what just happened there. I fought an enemy, it ran away, but it dropped the item it was carrying. Like typically in RPGs, you only get that item when you defeat them, but then you just get their thing. So it's like, okay, I'm not gonna complain about something that's good for me, but still, that was weird. Also, what's kind of interesting and actually also convenient for me is when you run away from enemies, then they disappear from the overland map. Of course, when they run away, they also disappear, but that's that's less welcome. Wow, they really get like sort of a consistent feel going on with those mant lions, where it's like if you mess around too much, then it's like one of those will attack you, and it's like, oh man, you better be paying attention. You can't just be mindlessly grinding here. You don't have to be mindfully grinding, but at least paying attention. Gained a level! Wow, I got like 7 HP max. Only 80 XP needed for the next thing? Wow, this game. Like usually it's like double or triple, but no, it's just like, yeah, level 3, it's just grind all over again. Of course, we're like, what, 30 minutes into this? So, yeah, another 20 more minutes and we got another level up, right? Okay, this guy might be manageable. Okay, how about another level up? Oh, okay, maybe the Patarns are easier to fight now. Whoa, 5 damage. This is something I could only dream of before. Check out how powerful I am. And it is kind of like very satisfying because it's like now, like, you can fight more types of enemies and receive, whoa, 10 EXP. Holy cow. Okay, I know what I'm gonna grind on next time. I think that's what's something that's really cool with these RPGs. It's like you level up and it's like your options just suddenly expand, like drastically. And I think that's what's so much fun about these early games in these RPGs. Now, unfortunately, you play later and later, and then it's like, okay, you pretty much have to be playing for the plot, because like after a while, it's you just either completely overpower enemies or they're gonna steamroll you. But at least in the early game, when you're like gaining powers like pretty rapidly, then it's really fun to see like what happens next, what kind of powers you get next. Dresses and coats are for girls, boys can't wear them. Yeah? Did you know that? Ooh, golden bow. Well, despite what Lantern Fan 101 had to say, I don't think I'll bother buying a lantern. Okay, well, now I can grind way more efficiently. Let's grind. I mean, okay. So something that really makes grinding palatable is when you actually get some sort of like real tangible reward, and it's like relatively fast to get that reward. Because it's like, okay, after one level up and buying some new weapon, but again, those kind of go hand in hand. Now it's like I'm immensely more powerful. And it's like, okay, now I can take on an entirely new class of enemy with no actual detriment. Oh, wow. So one thing that's a little interesting and subtle is the experience it's showing you. That's like that experience counter reset after you get your level up. And so really it's just going to count up back up to 80. And so that's kind of cool. It really helps you keep track of like how much experience you have. Now, I mean, Dragon Warrior kind of added up all your experience in one sort of like lump sum. And then as you went on, then it would get bigger and bigger, and it would just tell you your next checkpoint. And I mean, that's kind of nice, but like, and it does sort of emphasize that it's like, okay, you are having like a ton of experiences, and you are growing sort of, but like, it's kind of like, after a while, then it seems like the experience just doesn't really mean anything. Oh my gosh, I am so loaded. This is such a weird game. Now, it doesn't make any sort of like secret of that those things are hidden. Now, maybe it was more obscure in the original Japanese, but that is surprisingly generous of them. I wonder if the golden bow is like an ultra weapon or something. Oh my gosh, I just took down a Patarm and didn't take any damage whatsoever. This game is amazing. Oh, so sake makes you weaker. Great. That's terrible. I thought sake would heal you, but no, sake is a bad thing. Well, now I see why the enemies all drop sake when they run away, because it's like, well, they don't want it. Oh boy. We are in a new town. Let's talk to everybody and see what's the haps. Well, that's like the most explicitly you should do this message I've ever gotten in an RPG. Usually they're like, ooh, there's an interesting race of lizard people up north or something, or it's like, oh, my kid is sick, you can go north to the magic bow and get some medicine. But this lady's like, hey, pro tip, go north. And it's like, okay. Oh, okay, so I drank some sake, but it didn't go away. So let's drop some items, because I need that space for healing items. Okay, so yeah, jerky heals you. So, none of those musty old medicine herbs for me. It's jerky time. Yeah, I don't need it in. Just give me a slab of jerky and I'll be on my way. Oh, interesting. So the townspeople are somewhat free roaming, but if you actually get in their way, then you and them will occupy the same space, which is an interesting way to program things, but not an entirely unwelcome way. Oh my god, there are so many townspeople. I mean, honestly, as a kid, I always kind of liked walking around and like talking to townspeople, I mean, your grinding was... Well, I don't know. I've learned to like grinding more now that I'm older, but when I was a kid, grinding was kind of like this lame chore. So messing around and talking to townspeople, though, that was fun. But like this game, like, one, it makes it so difficult to like actually talk to townspeople, and then when they do, the text scrolls so slowly. So it's kind of annoying. But so on one hand, if the UI was like that slight bit better, then this would be like so much more fun. and then sometimes you talk to a guy like that, and it's like, yeah, it was so worth talking to you, huh? Ay, 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 ay. Oh, it's not so point. This guy, try to learn as many languages as possible. Yeah, I'm trying to learn your body language, pal, but you keep on moving. You know, I'm willing to bet, actually, that the chain cloth is some sort of, armor item. I mean, okay, let's drop one of my... Oh, no, let's drop one of these lame medical herbs. Because we've moved on to jerky. Alright, and moment of truth, $1 million question. Can we equip it? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And I think it automatically defaults to the, better ones. So let's see how much of a stat difference... Whoops. Let's see how much of a stat difference that made. So, defense 51 now. Yeah, okay, 45. So, 6... So I'm assuming that makes the Manticore enemies like way less annoying. So okay, pro tip: go to this town. Well, okay, so first off, open the chests, get all the money, buy the copper sword, go to this town, and then buy the armor. And then you too can be an unstoppable killing machine. You know what? Since we don't need these old items, I could just drop them and load up on jerky. Okay, so just to recap, this guy here says, hey, talk to all the townspeople, it'll help you on your journey. And this guy says, hey, lift up boulders, it'll be worth your while. And so it's kind of funny. It's like, evidently these lessons are so important that everybody, multiple people around the world have to tell you this. I mean, fair enough, it is actually that important, but it's just kind of funny. It's like most RPGs, it's like, they'll only tell you something with one NPC in one town in one place, and then that's it. But this game is like, no man, we want you to succeed. It's like, here are a bunch of tips over and over, learn them. And you're like, okay, fine, I'll learn them this time. And then they help, and then you do well. And then you give the game a 5-star rating on GameFAQs, and then they make a bunch of money. Not entirely like that, but more or less. Just in case you were wondering, that copper shield gives you about 6 extra defense. So if you thought we were invincible before, now we are nigh unstoppable. Oh wow, back to random battles. I never thought I'd be glad to be back here, but that was a long time in town. that these towns, they are immensely expansive, which, I mean, I guess is satisfying in a certain way, because you go in Dragon Quest and, like, the towns are, like, what, 2 tiles each? And, like, I mean, I guess that's more dialogue than Super Mario Brothers, but that's not a heck of a lot of dialogue, so that's kind of disappointing, actually. But then you get to this place, and towns are just, like, good God, like, if you think about it, Legend of Zelda dungeon's probably about, like, what, 10 screens? And so each of the towns here is, like, a good 10 screens, and it's like, oh my gosh. On one hand, like, it's a little bit exhausting, but it's like, you're definitely getting your money's worth. And plus, too, if you're playing this and you're, like, a kid and you got, like, all the time in the world, then, it's not so bad. And all the extra towns to explore, it's, like, fun. It gives you more stuff to do. Oh, 79! So close to a level up. Come on, don't run away. Ah, the Amin ran away, of course. Obviously that was gonna happen. I'm so close to a level up, the game knows it. It's just gonna send me all these Amims who are just gonna run away. But thankfully, tripped on a tree stump. You'd think I would at least hurt it by falling on it. Come on. Is this gonna be it? Why does it take so long for them to do damage to you? Yes, yes, yes! Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Power. Attack 44. Oh no. So your attack and defense do not in fact go up when you level up. Only your HP and MP. Oh, that's really disappointing. I thought I was like getting altogether stronger, like Dragon Quest style, but no. Well, how much to the next level up? Oh wow, 100. So that's actually not that bad, all things considered. Especially because there are no, like, sizable threats anymore. Ooh, so I have a strength seed. Let's use that and see what it does. Okay. Nope. That probably only temporarily increases my strength, sadly. Alright, so you might not have noticed, but off screen I stopped recording and then restarted recording because it's been like an hour of recording, and I don't know, I get antsy if I've been recording for too long, but it just dawned on me, like, I don't know, it felt like, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but it's been a whole hour of this game. Like, I get that, I can get into games and stuff, but like, man, this game is like, it goes down pretty smooth, actually, all things considered. I mean, Dragon Warrior, it's like maybe you get stuck at this point, but here it's like the world's only so big and it's pretty expansive, so there's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, Dragon Warrior, it's like, yeah, it's maybe a 20-hour game, but you kind of stretch it out, but this game, it's like, I can easily believe this is like a 30-hour game, and especially for a game back then, for like this, it's kind of impressive, really. So let's keep seeing what there is to see. And I got a level up. Unfortunately, levels are somewhat inconsequential, but, well, who knows? Bashu Town, finally, a place to unload my minor stockpile of gold. Well, I need the king's permission to go to Bamboo Town? How am I gonna upgrade my weapon and armors now? Money makes the world go round. How frank. Sake. Yeah, I know better than to buy that from you. All it does is make me tipsy. Ooh. Oh. That sucks. Now I have to grind an entire 1,200 gold to afford the next sweet weapon, so then I can kill Mantions in one hit? Oh wow, but that's steel armor though. Okay, so my defense went up to 70, which I don't think is that sizable an increase, but I mean it's better, so I'll keep it. I heard the dragon is one of Satan's henchmen. I mean, that's fairly normal exposition otherwise, but it just sounds silly to me. Although that is kind of interesting. So that medical herb only costs 3 gold. The medical herb in that other town costs 20 gold. So apparently medical herbs, they're better than stocks. You can just buy them in the cheap place and sell them in the high place. I mean, if you could in fact sell items in this game. I hope I won't become an alcoholic. Trust me, when sake tastes that bad for you, I don't see how you could. Do I have enough food? I've done nothing but stockpile food. Okay, so we made it to Bishu Town, and not all that much is happening actually. Like, I got all excited now that I could kill Mantiores in like 2 hits, but well, what next? I don't know, the game hasn't, like, given me that next big enemy that it'll be satisfying to defeat. Also, the game hasn't also given me a church yet, which hurts. It does actually hurt, because I would like to save at some point in time. But, well, assuming I can find that church, then, I don't know, I feel like I might stop playing this game. I mean, it was fun, it went down pretty smooth, but, oh, well, okay, you can go down, but... Yeah, there we go. There's the church. Okay. So, I mean, that was a fun game. It went down pretty smooth. There were some fun times had. And we got to learn a few things along the way. But, man, that's a lot of gameplay. And this game is a little bit clunky, especially in the moving every tile thing. Now, I'm starting to get used to it, but I don't think I ever really will. And then talking to the townspeople, it's like, oh my gosh, that's so annoying. And it's terrible, too, because, I mean... translators poured their hearts and souls into translating everything in this game, and like you look at some of the dialogue and they did a pretty good job. A lot of it's kind of funny, but well, I mean, if it's that inconvenient to do, I mean, it's just what can you do? It's just not worth it. So that being said, if you played through, I don't know, Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 for the Nintendo, you played through all your Final Fantasies and you were just jonesing for your next NES RPG fix, I would heartily recommend Indra no Hikari. I mean, it goes down smooth. With my quick tips, you'll be like super prepared for what comes next. There's a README in the patch itself that seems to have like a bunch of gameplay advice. All in all, a surprisingly good game. I don't know where this game was hiding all these years, but we found it. And on that note, this cat's got a scat.